Do you have a rare dollar bill? You can look for these at the bank. Different types of errors on these dollar bills that are worth a lot of money. So let's just hop into it. Don't forget to go check out all the other coin and other paper money videos here on the channel. Feel free to consider subscribing if you're new. Let's go. Alright, so starting off first with the 1969 $1 bill. Now this Federal Reserve note here has a face to back offset error taking place. We see that here on the back of the bill, and of course you see the front design with Washington there on the back of the bill. Really awesome type of error. Doesn't take anything to look for this. You just go through a bunch of dollar bills. Finding something like this, of course, is going to be super rare. That's why they're called rare dollar bills. But this dollar bill did sell for over $180. And of course, the condition always matters when valuing these as well. Now, here is a 1969 Federal Reserve note. You see that it's missing a lot of the ink there, and that is an insufficient inking error taking place here. We see the reverse is just fine, and this dollar bill sold for over $330. Moving on, now this is an older $10 bill, but I did want to include this in the video. 1969 $10. It has an overprint error, which we see the two black seals there, the numbers as well, the black numbers. So that is an overprint error taking place there. Pretty obvious type of error. This $10 bill sold for over $1,100. So over $1,000. Here's a very unique type of a print fold error taking place on a 1974 Federal Reserve note. You can see on this $1 bill that fold taking place, and then it was printed after the fold took place there. So pretty awesome type of error, man. Would love to have something like this. This dollar bill sold for over $320. Moving on to an inverted overprint error taking place on the 1974 $1 bill. Of course, we see the seals and the serial numbers here of the bill upside down. So they are on opposite sides of the bill and upside down. So this $1 bill here sold for around $700. Moving on to a 1977 $1 bill. Now this dollar bill has a butterfly fold error taking place. We see that on the left side of the bill. Again, we see that here on the reverse of the bill as well. And this dollar bill sold for around $150. Moving on, this is just a simple cutting error taking place. Now it is a star note as well, which is pretty cool. You know, it's not in the best condition by any means, but it does have that cutting error, which will help give it some value. And this dollar bill sold for around $80. So nothing super rare, but still, it's $80 for a $1 bill. Had it been in better condition, of course, it could have sold for a lot more. Now here's a 1977 Federal Reserve note. This dollar bill here, again, we have a printed fold error taking place on the right side of the bill. And then also we see that there on the reverse. This dollar bill sold for a little over $160. Next up is another 1977 dollar bill, and this one has a misalignment error. So we see that taking place with the black seal printed there, misaligned, and because of that, this dollar bill sold for around $580, and keep in mind it's in very good condition as well. Moving on, now this dollar bill is not in the best condition by any means, something that you would, probably get back and change. That's what this looks like. 1977 Federal Reserve notes. However, it's got a mismatched prefix. So this is something that you always want to look for on all of your bills. So we see that the serial number is all matching on both sides. We see that it ends in D on both sides. However, here on the left side of the bill, it starts with B, and on the right side of the bill, it starts with A. So it's a mismatched prefix taking place there on this bill. So that is something that you could easily pass up, going through bills if you didn't know to look for that. So look for that, because that will give your bill a lot of value. Now, had this been in better condition, it would have probably sold for a lot more money, but the dollar bill still sold for over $330. Next up, this dollar bill here has a upside down second impression that we see here on the back of the bill. Too bad it's in, terrible shape, not in good condition at all, but the bill still sold for over $380, even in this condition. Next up is a 1995 Federal Reserve note. Now this one here has a misalignment error, which we can clearly see. You know, bills kind of speaks for itself there, that type of error. Now here on the reverse, we see that misalignment again, and this dollar bill sold for over $1,800. Almost a $2,000 bill. Here's a pretty awesome error as well. It's missing the face printing. It's in very good condition. All we see is the seals and the serial numbers, so we don't have a date for this dollar bill. However, this bill did sell for over $600 because of its condition, and of course because of the missing face printing error. Here's some other bills that are worth money. Alright, so if you have an older $10 bill, you can see here on the back, it looks pretty normal, but here on the front, you would never be able to miss this if you find one of these. This is a 1990 Federal Reserve note $10 bill that has that inking error taking place here clearly on the front of the bill. And that's why this bill sold for over $700. 700 bucks for 10 bucks. I will take that profit all day, every day. Alright, here we go, 1995, getting a little more modern here. Now this Federal Reserve note, you can see here on the front, it's missing the seals and the serial numbers. And then here on the back, well, that's where they are printed. They are printed here on the reverse of the bill, which is very interesting. So always be on the lookout for errors like that. I know if people's not looking through their bills, you know, you could easily pass this stuff up. You just throw a dollar bill, you know, pay for stuff, and you're not really paying attention. So always be on the lookout for these, because these are fairly obvious. And this $1 bill sold for over 500 bucks. You don't want to miss out on 500 bucks when you can just simply look through your dollar bills. Alright, this one's pretty cool. Also, this is a 1996 $20 bill, and it's got a multiple impression error, and we can really see it here on the left side of the bill where that black seal is, and the A1, you can see that there. You can see that it looks, you know, doubled or tripled or whatever. It is a multiple impression error taking place, and that's why this $20 bill sold for over $150. Not bad, 150 bucks. Alright, this one here is a cool fold over error as well. This is a 1996 Federal Reserve note $20 bill, and we can see this error taking place here on the left side of the bill. And basically when this bill was printed, it was folded up, and that's why you have that empty space there where that area has nothing printed on it, is because that bill was folded up. And you can see that the seal is split up as well as the serial number. So that is pretty cool. Always look for these types. I would love to find a fold over error in circulation. That would be amazing. This $20 bill sold for over $250. Alright, here is a $100 bill. I know a lot of people probably don't really, you know, carry $100 bills around all the time, but if you happen to go to the bank and get some, here's a 1996 $100 bill. You see here on the front, looks fairly normal. It has been circulated. It's got a big old crease down the middle of it, so it's definitely been used quite a bit. But here on the reverse, I mean, you can't get much noticeable than this type of error. This is an offset printing error taking place, and you can clearly see the front design of the bill here on the back of the bill. So that is pretty interesting. This bill sold for only around 200 bucks. So, you know, nothing too crazy considering it's a $100 bill, but hey, it doubled its value. Not too bad for a $100 bill. Alright, here is a $50 bill. Now this one is pretty cool as well. It's a misalignment overprint error, and we can see that taking place with the seals and the serial numbers. See the seal and the serial number here diagonally not printed on there correctly, and the same here. Well, we don't even see really the rest of the serial number here on the right side, so that's interesting. But this $50 bill did sell for over $3,800. That's right, $3,800. So that is a very expensive Federal Reserve note there. Alright, so for this $20 bill from 2004, this one has a partial misalignment overprint. And we can see here on the left, it looks good. Seal and serial number looks good. But here on the right, the green seal is printed towards the bottom of the bill when it's supposed to be in the middle over the word 20. So that is pretty cool. Always look out for simple types of things like this. This $20 bill sold for over $250. Here is another cool bill from 2013. Now this is again another fold over error taking place. A little bit different than what we looked at before, but if we look here on the right side of the bill, you can see that error taking place in that little yellow strip, which is not supposed to be there. And here on the back, there we go. We can see that fold over on the one side of the bill. and this $5 bill sold for over $100. So not too bad, 100 bucks. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I'll see you on the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.